So I'll continue to talk. You tell me to stop.
It's recording. You can stop for a second. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Hurd. I'm here to persuade you all into preferring more safety precautions put in place for purchasing a gun or guns. Knowing how to properly use a gun can greatly reduce the chance of accidentally hurting yourself or others around you. Imagine this. A man has just been apprehended by police across the street from your house for threatening police with a shotgun. The police officers ran in the front door of his house and sent in a canine unit to apprehend him. Afterwards, the suspect's shotgun is sitting on top of a roof of his home. So the police send an officer to pick up the gun and take it away for evidence. However, when the officer goes to pick up the firearm, he's shot in the arm by the shotgun and it ends badly for him. But luckily he lives. He just had to have intensive surgery, things like that. This really happened in Alexander Street video on his website, Gun Safety 311 Non-Emergency. In the end, the officer had to undergo rehab and was able to return to the field. But does it not make you think, if an officer who is trained in firearms can have a momentary lapse of judgment and injure himself, how well do common people do with firearms who have little to no firearm training? Knowing how to properly use a gun can greatly reduce the chance of accidentally hurting yourself or others around you. When I was younger, my neighbor who lived right beside my house at the time was cleaning his firearm when the gun misfired, much like the police officers did in the video. Unfortunately, he wasn't as lucky as the police officer and lost his life due to poor gun safety. True story, really happened. In my opinion, gun control needs to stay the same. However, it needs to introduce new safety precautions into it. For instance, the officers are generally trained more than the average civilian, and he accidentally shot himself. If somebody who is trained as much as the officer was, and he was able to actually accidentally hurt himself with a gun, what does that say about the average person? This is my trigger for my Remington 870 shotgun. There's a few things the officer could have done differently. There's one thing that's called the safety. It is right here. Red means it's ready to fire. Can't really see it. But if he had had the safety on, he would have been alright. Unfortunately, at this moment, he didn't have the safety on. Safety was off, and he was shot. Usually, you need to have your safety on, though. It's very important to have it on. According to the National Rifle Association, there are 3 major rules of safety which should be used at all times while using a firearm. Always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. Always keep your finger off the trigger until ready to shoot, and always keep the gun unloaded until ready to use. You may think gun control laws now are great in how they are written nowadays, and they are, but with proper training, lives could be saved. According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been 1,497 accidental gun shootings this year, only this year. How many of these lives could have been saved if they were properly trained in using firearms? Yes, they might have been highly trained, but just like the officer in the video, it takes one time of not paying attention and all that training goes out the window. So, in the end, gun control laws are put in place are great, and I agree with them 100%. However, I do believe safety tests and precautions need to be put into place to prevent future accidental shootings. Thank you, everybody.
Bravo!
Thanks once again.